All right, so today let's dive into something that you probably see every single day, and you probably don't even think twice about it.
Okay.
Key safes.
Oh, yeah.
You know those little metal boxes that are stuck to doorknobs with the combo dials on them?
Right.
I bet you've seen a ton of them.
Yeah, they're everywhere. Like, everywhere you look.
They really are everywhere.
Yeah.
And honestly, before today, I was 100% team key safe.
Okay.
Like, needed to let the plumber in.
Yeah.
Key safe.
Makes sense.
Dog walker needs to swing by key safe.
Yeah.
Heck, even in an emergency. It's key safes to the rescue.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
they're just so practical.
Convenient.
Yeah. And,
Yeah.
before today, I really did think they were like a stroke of genius. But then I dug into this article from the Lock Mob.
Right.
They're locksmiths over in Australia, and, well, let's just say they've made me seriously rethink my leave the key under the mat approach.
Okay.
Or maybe leave it in a cheap metal box. Anyone could break into approach to be more accurate.
Yeah. I mean, locksmiths, they have a pretty interesting perspective. They're the ones that are seeing what happens when security measures fail firsthand.
Yeah, that's true.
And they've seen it all.
So spill the tea.
Yeah.
What is it about these little fortresses of convenience that make locksmiths raise an eyebrow?
Well,
Is it the combination locks? Because, I mean, I've definitely sweated over my gym locker trying to remember the combo. But those are only 3 digits. A 4-digit lock seems pretty safe.
you would think, right?
Right.
10,000 possible combinations. That's a lot.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Cracking those locks, it's not as hard as it seems.
Really?
Yeah.
How's it?
So are we talking Mission Impossible style tech?
Yeah.
No, not really.
No.
But with a little bit of persistence and the right technique, they can be decoded.
Okay.
It's not impossible for someone to sit there and try a few hundred combinations in a day.
Okay, that's more dedication than I have, but I see your point.
Right. And that's without even getting into the more shady methods like shimming.
Shimming.
Yeah.
Okay, now you've got me really curious.
Yeah.
What is shimming and how does it work? I'm ready for all the details.
Okay, so imagine the locking mechanism of a key safe, like a door with multiple deadbolts on it. Shimming is kind of like using a credit card to slip past all those bolts at once. It exploits a little bit of wiggle room in the design, and it lets you open the safe without actually cracking the code.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
So not only could somebody, like, patiently try every single combination,
Yeah.
they could also just, like, bypass the whole thing with a little online research and a piece of plastic.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
And if that's not enough to make you rethink your key safe strategy, let's talk about what these things are actually made of.
Okay, you've got me hooked. Hit me with it.
They're mostly made from zinc alloy.
Zinc alloy. That sounds strong like something out of a superhero movie.
Think about like those die-cast toy cars you had as a kid.
Yeah.
You could bend those out of shape pretty easily, right?
Yeah. I may or may not have accidentally stepped on a few in my day.
Right. Well, some key safes aren't much tougher than that.
You're kidding. My kids' toys have better security than my house key.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm slightly panicking.
Yeah.
So what's the solution here? Should we all just abandon key safes altogether?
Well, the locksmith in the article doesn't completely write them off. They say that in certain situations, the convenience outweighs the risk.
Okay.
It's all about context.
Okay. That makes sense.
Right.
Like if I had to have a neighbor check on my elderly grandmother every day, a key safe is way more practical than her trying to navigate keys with arthritis.
Yeah.
Or, if I'm renting my place on Airbnb, a key safe just makes sense for guests.
Yeah, those are perfectly valid reasons that people use them. And for those situations, there are ways to mitigate the risks.
Okay, good, because I'm not ready to give up the convenience just yet. Lay it on me. What can we do?
So first and foremost, not all key safes are created equal.
Okay.
Invest in a high-quality model.
Okay.
Maybe one with a more robust locking mechanism. Don't just get like the cheapest one you can find at the hardware store.
Got a quality over bargain bin finds.
Right.
What else?
Think about where you place the key safe.
Okay.
The article had a story about this guy who bolted his key safe to the brick wall right next to his front door.
Okay.
But the thief just ripped the entire section of drywall off around the safe and took off with it.
Oh, no, that's resourceful, but terrifying.
Yeah.
So a less obvious location, maybe.
Exactly. Out of sight, out of mind, right?
Maybe.
Think about places that are still accessible but less conspicuous.
Okay, that's actually really helpful. Are there any other security measures that we can implement alongside a key safe?
Yeah. Definitely the locksmith mentions a few more, but to be honest, I think those are best left for our listeners to discover on their own.
Oh, come on, don't leave us hanging.
A little mystery keeps things interesting, right?
Okay, fair enough.
Plus, it's always good to encourage a little independent research.
Okay, so you've successfully terrified me about, like, the vulnerability of my current key situation.
Yeah,
But you've also given me some really solid advice on how to improve it.
there you go.
So what about those folks who decide that a key safe is just not worth the risk?
Sure.
What are their options?
Yeah.
The article mentioned something about smart locks. Personally, I still picture those fingerprint scanners from spy movies.
Right.
But I'm guessing technology's come a long way since then.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. We're way past the whole clunky fingerprint scanners.
Yeah.
Smart locks these days come in all shapes and sizes.
Oh, wow.
You've got keypad locks where you can program in, your own unique entry codes.
Yeah.
You've got ones that connect to your phone using Bluetooth. Some of them even work with voice commands now.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's way cooler than I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's say you are a little bit of a technophobe,
Uh-huh.
or you just want like a simpler, more budget-friendly option.
Right.
What then?
Well, believe it or not, the locksmith actually suggests a method that's about as old school as it gets, but still surprisingly effective.
Okay.
Hiding a key.
Really?
Yeah.
Like under a flower pot or something?
Well,
My grandma used to do that.
it sounds cliche, but it can still work.
Okay.
The key is to get a little creative.
Okay.
Think like a burglar wouldn't,
Okay.
instead of those obvious spots.
Right.
Consider hiding it in plain sight disguised as something else,
Okay. Like what?
They even have these magnetic key holders now that look like rocks or sprinklers or something like that.
Oh, that's kind of brilliant. I like that.
Yeah.
So it sounds like there really are a ton of different options out there from, high tech to surprisingly simple.
Exactly. And that's the thing. Securing your home, it's not a one-size-fits-all kind of deal.
Yeah.
It's about knowing what your needs are and you know what you're comfortable with.
Right.
You have to understand the risks and the benefits of each option
That's true.
and then choose what works best for you.
I love that.
Uh,
So for all of our listeners out there who, like me, might be rethinking their entire key situation after this deep dive,
Uh-huh.
what's the one thing you want them to remember?
I think the biggest takeaway here is that convenience is great,
Yeah.
but it shouldn't compromise your security.
Yeah. Truer words have never been spoken.
Right.
Well, on that note, I think we have officially unlocked a treasure trove of information about key safes and beyond.
We did.
Big thanks to our expert for breaking it all down for us.
Happy to do it.
And to all of our listeners out there, we hope you enjoyed this deep dive as much as we did. Until next time, stay curious and keep those keys safe.